Today, I'm not talking too much on Chandrayaan. I have talked enough. Mangalyaan also, I will not talking too much enough. But I've tried to connect it how Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan enabled me to stand here. Okay, and how the space tech when India is talking about here, how these two missions possibly triggered, given a seed to go forward, and dreaming still much bit bigger, and the thing is concerned. So the thing is space and beyond India's Ascent point when we talk about the deep tech. Where did we begin? Touch upon, and where are we now? I think that's what all the more important to see where do we go. I think that is how I'm trying to paste it. And this is the modest way, very, very humble beginning of Indian space program, modern space program is concerned. A makeshift arrangement of a church where the first sounding rocket, 1963, the launch took place when I was in the schools. From there, you look at here, a lot of hand holding from USSR and USA friends were there, making the rockets, the payloads, things like that, and coming for the new satellites experimentally for the remote sensing science point of view. It is gradually improved. And there, then beyond that, that means beyond the experimental to operation, when India is inching towards that, this journey was looking like a really very, very slow, but steadily it is going. But there is something else is called for to make this really a kickstart to happen there. Okay, that in nearly 30 years it was almost tracking some form or other, mostly relying on erstwhile hardwares and being done here. That's how it's happened there. You look at here, the launches taking place elsewhere, the hardwares came from elsewhere. This is many things happened there. So beyond that 90s, something is happened there. And that made the whole Indian space program could become really an exponential. So that if you really look at here, what really happened, one is the Chandrayaan mission with the 6 Indian and 6 foreign instruments when we launched. We not only we launched, it was nearly 90th plus mission to go to the moon. Because we did not become also a RAN case. But this made a remarkable thing in the lunar missions concern, discovering water on the moon. And that beyond that, the international cooperation, India taking a lead. I think that's what happened there. Beyond that has happened in 2008. And that has triggered, that has given an impetus to the then PSLV. That's only few launches were taking place, but that gave the brand value of PSLV, and ISRO's brand also came. Then afterwards, you look at here, good number of the foreign satellites came here, and PSLV started launching. And that another impetus came from Mangalyaan is concerned. So beyond that, you look at here now, to start with, the hand-holding came from elsewhere. Now you look at here, one of the costliest ever mission built for Earth observation, NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar, is launched in Sriharikota, and nearly 50% of that hardware was done by India, and the GSLV launch took place, and that means the whole game where we started versus where we stand here, many things happened there. The exponential growth, whatever I told, it justifies that. But that means, you putting the things together, now, if I put a caricature, time versus progress, Indian space program progress, you look at here. To start with, it is space for societal application. It is not for competing for anything else. I think very clearly it was told for fathers of Indian space program, for the how space can be used as a vantage point for the societal applications. That means that technically taking it as a remote sensing and communication navigation mission that will enable the India, which missed its first 2 industrial revolution, how the space is coming, it can help there. I think that's how it started there. But this exponential growth, whatever I showed, it gone beyond. That means mission to moon, Mars, even we're talking about the moon missions and the navigation mission like that. Beyond that, more and more applications also came. When this happened, then why not into commercial? I think that question came back into ISRO itself. So that is the one which gave birth to the thing. So to start with, ISRO was enabling PSLVs go with a commercial launch. Now you look at here, these numbers talk about from 2014. 2013 was the our Mars launch, and 2008 was our Chandrayaan. Beyond that, you look at here, this indicates in the global scenario, how many satellites were launched from India. Indian soil is concerned. 3% in 2014 become 9 and 11 and 35. 35% is a very, very good number. Then more than one third is happening, launch happening from India. I think this is, look at here, that exponential growth, whatever it told, it was almost coming that way is concerned. But now, how would it happen? And looking back, this is concerned. The launch economics have made this to happen. That means the cost per ton launch would happen during the Apollo time frame versus now with what we're talking about the PSLV. This is a drastic reduction in the cost per kg, cost per ton to the space is concerned, it came down. Beyond that, miniaturization of the systems, enabling even, that means even the smaller launch vehicle can put this also, and smaller satellites also can be made. All these things putting together, many spin-offs happened in a way, feasibility of reaching to the space in a modest way also possible, but really making a good impact on the remote sensing communication. I think that's how it happened there. So when this is happening, then we thought, not only looking for the customers coming, is it possible to create a new customer? I think that's the way by design, ISRO provided an offer through United Nations Forum of Space for the peaceful use of outer space. We offered every year from 15 to 20 countries who are not spacefaring as on that day, bringing them and giving some sort of hands-on to know them what ISRO is doing and how it can be economical, how it can be used even for the developing countries also for their own thing like that put forward. This is bringing another virgin market for the space arena is concerned. I think this is how it started there. So now you look at the things, how would happen, the start of the space program in 1959, 1957 from Sputnik, all the way when you're talking about time frame of 2000 plus 2015, 16, you look at here, almost it's taken all the way. Then we are marking the Chandrayaan mission and Mangalyaan mission, and beyond that you look at here, there is an exponential growth. Globally the satellites point out what has happened there. We have shown ours, and this we are showing about globally. As it stands today, where it happened here, it is a 19x increase, nearly 20 times increase of the year-on-year satellite launch. It is not a cumulative launch. It is basically year-on-year how many satellites being launched. Is putting it there. So now you look at our scenario. I don't know, there is something wrong, the graph has not come. Basically it talks about here, we have gone out like that, but after some time, you look at here, we have come and we are starting somewhere here. Okay, that means the percentage of launch contribution, whatever India was doing, that number has come down. Though the cumulative numbers year on year has gone up. Okay, that's how it's happened. Meaning is what? This lion's share is being taken up beyond the time frame 2019, SpaceX. SpaceX is now it is talking about nearly 70% of the launches coming from them. I think that's how the whole thing it got changed. SpaceX to start with it for the launch vehicle. Now slowly they are also coming with their own Starlink program. All put together has happened. So this is bottom line is reusability led to a drastic cutting launch cost from billions to millions. Now again you look at here, India is the first country, rather PSLV is the first launch vehicle we shown to the world. Given time, multiple satellites, more than 100 satellites can be launched. We have shown the way, but that is being followed down the line. That's what we are. That is the basic message is something like that. Now you try to the things. What is happening here at this point of time? How it has happened is all along at this point of time happening is this is a state-driven program. Space program is given the state funded, but this is now akin to the any other commercial. That's what happened to that. Now that way, look at here, 2016 to 2024, during this period, good number of, that means more than nearly 80% of the turnover sector is coming for the commercial. So that way, the funding and the investment point of view, look at here, more than the government budgets, commercial products got increased. And that you look at here, that is across the globe when we're talking about here. Now you look at here, the leading countries in the space program is concerned, USA, China, Japan, Russia, and India. So now here you look at here, the capitals and important enabler is concerned. But India continues to be one of the world's most cost-efficient program. But notwithstanding that, you look at here, the government funding point of view, we are where we are standing. I think this you have to keep in mind when that is coming there. So this is one of the things we're talking about percentage point of view. And another thing is, this is other countries, the commercially also it's happening there. Here also now we have to keep adding. I think that's what it's keep happening. So that means the need for a restructuring the space program in India is called for, and accordingly ISRO also worked for, such that division of R&D, manufacturing, operations, applications one side, and hand-holding, I told now, we have brought the other countries to give the virgin market, and within the country also to make the industries hand-holding them and nurturing them, private industries, so that they also can leapfrog into the requirement point of view. Accordingly, within ISRO, the structural change has come. NSIL, in space, ISRO. Beyond ISRO, these things also started coming. That means in space came in a better way that can give an interface to the private industry and the ISRO, such that technology transfers within the country can come in a much structured way. When that is happening, now you look at here, but India, now in space taking over and trying to look forward, what can be done? I think that's what's going on there. Today we are talking about not more than 2% of the global market. Indian space program is concerned. That means $8.4 billion we are talking about there. But that 2033, the target we are talking about is, we are talking about $44 billion. So, but when we are doing it here, the bottom line is, just with the launch vehicles and satellites alone we will not be able to do. We have to increase the downstream systems also, starting from the semiconductors import versus these materials. And beyond that applications also, we have to go such that the value capture is deeper and more scalable. I think that's how it should do. Then only this sort of a thing, we are talking about 5 times more this 5x is concerned. That means we have to understand this space program is basically upstream, midstream, and downstream. That's the components keep coming there. We see on the launch vehicles, we see the satellites that falls under the upstream, and which enable this to work, whether the launch vehicle or the satellites, ground systems, that hardwares, these things we claim is upstream, which visibly we see. And beyond that, to ensure the satellites are living okay, and launch vehicles are putting in a proper orbit, and there is no other untoward things are happening. This is the another background that's happening for the lifelong thing of the satellites are concerned. So that is why we are talking about midstream. But actual benefits, whatever are coming commercially or real thing point of view, it's the downstream. The Earth observation in various forms, we are trying to do it, either disaster management, or we are talking about border security. Very many things is concerned, Earth observation helps. And communication, whatever you talk about, either to connect yourself versus UPI versus many things is concerned, communication helps. But these two things are interlinked using a navigation program. So this is, that sort of applications driven is a really downstream. But actual revenue is basically coming there. So now breaking into whatever targeted $44 billion 2033, you look at here now where upstream percentage, where midstream is there, and where really the downstream, which nominally we are seeing, but through that only it comes. Okay, so many cell phone towers are there, but the money is not from there. It is basically coming from the handset, and through that whatever the application coming, that is there. So that way you look at here, the breakup of where we stand today, where we are supposed to go, it's a very clearly it's coming. Required attention for the downstream is very much required. For India specific is concerned, that is it's called for. But where we stand, okay, this is what required, but where we stand today is a glaring difference, okay. Indian context, it's the Indian context I'm putting, zooming into the India startup funding innovation as it stands as an observer. That's what I told, as an observer I see here. Upstream it takes more thing. That means more and more funding is going for the rocketry systems. Okay, either within the ISRO or outside ISRO, that's what happening there. But midstream, actually that also is to be attended very well, but almost after launch you are forgetting. It looks like that, if I look at this is concerned. Okay, so really downstream is supposed to be much better than that, but reasonably good, but it is not good enough. Not good enough in two ways. One is a funding point of view. Another one is, even you look at here, when we talk about the innovation in terms of IPs or patents, even within ISRO, what is coming from the launch vehicle, what is coming from the satellites, that means predominantly everything is taking in upstream. downstream is very, very minuscule. So this is a glaring thing, Indian space context as it stands today, as an observer who has come out of ISRO and I'm looking at that. So this is the real attention I thought I should do here. That's why beyond talking about Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, I thought this forum I can bring this is concerned. Really look at here, the bottom line is, the biggest beneficiary of refrigerator was neither the creator nor the seller, but Coca-Cola. You know that. Okay, meaning is like that. It is not the PSLV making GSLV making the Chandrayaans, Mangalyans. Down the line, what you get, that's more important. Okay, likewise, rockets are essential. I'm not telling it is not there. I am standing on this because of that. But not that alone will not be enough. Yet the value is in utilization, not at the system. I think that is the basic message I am trying to put it there. Beyond thing, again as an observer, looking at the startups, looking at how the funds go, this is another glaring thing I'm seeing here. This is when we go for the growth capital, there is something missing lines I'm seeing here. Startups are opening up subsidiaries in the USA. I'm seeing it now. Good number of people outside in Europe due to the lack of late stage funding in India. Okay, that means the seed funding is good, but now other series level funding you look at here, I think it is drastically it's falling. So it needs really clear attention. So when the median funding amount point of view also, you can see a glaring difference. So this means what? This means what? Instead of telling these are all things, probably what can be addressed is, definitely we need to have the downstream to be explored in a much better way, to have the micro level verticals, such that in Earth observation, India specific, many things can be done. I know I am working with some of the startups now, and what can be done is really it's coming up big way. Like what UPI has done a thing, something more better than that Earth observation can do. And while doing it here, we brought other countries, UPI is helping. Similarly, we can do this for other developing countries also. Earth observation, lot more can be done. A similar navigation, position navigation and timing is concerned. There, lot of things, including industrial automation, things can be done there in the downstream point of view. Communication point of view also, lot more can be done. That means you must build, this is very cautiously, something different, not exactly what's happening in US. US things may not help here, but US definitely downstream they are doing well, but much better than that we can do it here, but the requirements is also different, we have to understand and do it there. For example, you look at here, the farming industry is concerned, US model, how it cannot work in India. I look at here, there the farming is nearly, we're talking about hundreds of acres. But the farmer is not more than 5 acres, something type of thing. So this translates into technically, what sort of resolutions we are talking about, requirement is required, and accordingly your system has to be enabled for that. And that is the requirement I'm putting. Like that, India specific and developing country specific, many things can be done in a much better way. And whatever government funding, how effectively it can go also can be done there. And very well we can manage, resources also can be managed much better way. So that way, not only nation building, it's overall the system point of view also, whatever we launch, how effectively we can make use of it and the downstream. So that has to be addressed specific to this is concerned. So that means putting the things together, I am summarizing what can be done upstream, okay, what can be done in the midstream and what can be done downstream, India specific. I think this is way if you do that mismatch, whatever we are seeing here, can be avoided, and definitely the things can come in much better way. So where we lost, and probably we can get back down the lines also. So that means the in front of us opportunity coming is, it is not the bigger launch vehicle. Beyond that also, you look at here today, when we talk about year on year, we are talking about 3,000, 4,000 satellites per year launching. That will not happen all along. Okay, that will happen only to build a constellation there. Once constellation is built, the constellation will has its own life. Satellites, 10 years lifetime is there. So then year on year, that many satellites launching may not be called upon. No, but there is a possibility that is populated with the 10,000, 15,000 satellites. Possibility of every day one satellite or other going live is very much possible. When that happens, requirement is you must be able to launch 1 or 2 satellites almost daily. To do that, India today is positioned very well across any other areas culture. Geographical position of Kulasagirapattinam and with the other new satellite launch vehicle, both private and within ISRO is coming together. If we are able to make a ecosystem around this, we can show to the world we are much more economical than anybody else, we are much more faster than anybody else, we are much more reliable than anybody else, so that daily somebody wants to launch. Tomorrow, he tells yesterday, tomorrow we will be ready, today we will be ready, tomorrow we can launch. We are able to show that we have a market opening it up very, very big way. Okay, by downstream as well as to catching it up, where the exponentially we have grown the launch capacity, we lost it there, we can gain back. I think that possibility exists there. Beyond that, we are the people we shown to the world discovery of water on the moon. After that, today, 30 years, the whole world was sleeping not to look at the moon, going back Mars. Now you look at here, the Big Bang, Artemis 1, 2, 3 is keep coming, and the possibility of human colony on the lunar base within the decade is a very, very, very possible scenario. When that happens, I think India doing a role is very much feasible. Towards that, I know few good number of startups have come. Once that comes, how to manage a logistic. Once that comes, how you make it habitat. Once that comes, how it can be horticulture. Very many things happening, including telesurgery from Earth to Moon. Today it's happening there. So that much of work is already going on. So that way we are able to do, looking ahead, and the moon, definitely Indians' contribution coming more. I feel is a finite possibility, including possibility of helium-3 coming back to Earth as an alternative resource for the future of energy. Very many things possible. We need not go to America and get back. Probably we can go to the moon and get back. The possibilities keep coming. So this, when I'm talking about here, because this what all I told here, not beyond Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, which gave me an identity to work with some people. And now you look at here, various startups as on today's concern. Green hydrogen is one of the things which you're talking about at this particular time. LPG ruling out there. Now, under the con gas, we are working from kitchen to kill. That means wherever the fire is called for, using a green hydrogen, in situ green hydrogen. Okay, there is no storage, there is no transportation, there is no redistribution. Then and there we generate, like a solar panel power, we generate and use it there. Similarly, there itself, you are able to electrolysis and get the gone gas, and that is an enabled for the kitchen stove, then to the metal cutting, then to the welding, then to the bracing. Today headlines are coming. These are all the areas LPG shortage is happening. Commercial LPG cost is going up. I think we are trying to fill up the gap there. So like that, very many possibilities, including the small startups what I told about, the lunar soil, what can be done there. And when you're talking about EV wheels is concerned, agri waste to wealth, I think various forum. I may not be directly working like what I was working in Chandrayaan, but definitely I'm working as a catalyst on each one of the programs. Okay, that's how it's happening. And this will enable possibly even for the almost students. Okay, gone are the days, something is difficult, people will be telling it's not a rocket science. But now today, Indian students are making rockets. Hybrid rockets being done and being launched, none other than from other side, a mobile satellite launch vehicle, it has happened there, in Mahabalipuram, okay, Mahabalipuram outskirts. So, and beyond that, and other CSR activities and like this, talking in global things also, I am trying to do that. So that basically what is happening is, space program enables you to see something better, something wider. That is the one which enables me, whatever I learned 36 years. I have not worked 36 years. I used to tell them I learned a lot more than 36 years in ISRO. That learning is helping in various forms. And various forms it's working. Possibly in Seafund also, I will have my own contribution. That's what my research is asking for. So this is basically Indian space program enabled me to learn. That learning is possibly going back to, again, once again, not only Indian space program, Indian deep techs in various forms possible. So finally, future of the space tech in India, yes, and where are we? And where probably we can go. But who will do? Definitely we only have to do. We cannot show the hands for somebody else. Thank you.